there, folks. Getting everybody into the lobby here. I'm Ralphie Nopants of the BPL. We are done for the season, but I am here casting for you Blackout and Smoke Keshik. A Div E match here in the last week of the ISC. This is ISC Season 6 for 2024. Quick little bit of information for those of you who are catching this for the first time. These matches will have tonnage limits, and there are also only 3 capture points that are going to be available. And let's see here. And the first round is the lightest drop, and it doesn't allow lock-on weapons. So our first map here is going to be HPG, and it's going to be 6v6. Tonnage limits here are going to be... Ooh, I forgot where I put that. Give me just a second. Tonnage limits for this one are pretty light. It's going to be 225 to 275 across the 6 mechs. Looks like both teams now have 6 folks in the lobby, so we're going to wait for Team 1, which is Blackout, to lock in. And then we are going to wait for Team 2 to do the same. This map here, we are running, as you can see, 3 capture points are active. We have Kappa, Epsilon, and Theta. We have Ket. These 3 right here. Let me actually plop you over into the map here so we can take a closer look. So with these 3, each one has a fairly safe home cap that they're not right next to. And then there's Theta, which, as you all will recall, is in the basement. So it'll be interesting to see if we get folks trying to be up on the walls and sniping in. 2 cap control with speed, trying to hold Epsilon or Kappa and Theta, and trying to catch the enemy team when they get split up. Could be a bunch of different things coming up. Team 1 is locked in, and they've got everybody in the Alpha and Bravo spawns, which makes sense that nobody's coming around here. Not necessarily a great thing. And then just waiting for Team 2 to lock, and we'll see what they do. I'm going to guess they're going to be Bravo and Alpha and do the same thing. And they are. So here we go. Let's pop into the lobby. See, they're all locked up here, and the match we go. All right, and here we are. We're going to get the first drop underway in just a moment here. I've seen a couple of matches from these teams watching other streams. They both seem to be able to do a few different things. It'll be interesting to see what sort of strategies and deck building plans they take out. Lots of folks, because you can only use a chassis 3 times, a lot of teams will try to run 3s and 3s to just burn things and keep it simple. Others will do very mixed decks, and we're about to find out what our friends here will do. Ah yes, we see the friendly greetings, the prepares to dies. Open. It looks like we're about to have a cat on my lap. Not expected, but here come the drop ships. So we're looking at this, the Keshiks here, the Smoke Jaguars. I see 2 cicadas, a fire starter, grasshopper, hellspawn. Let's take a look and see. I'm going to guess this is a lot of large laser sort of builds. Large lasers on the cicada, hellspawns, medium lasers, Phoenix Hawks, large, grasshopper. I'm going to guess you're probably, what, 4 large laser? Oh, binaries and mediums. That's a little different. Binaries are new this year, so that's where those are probably coming through. And let's take a look over here and see what Blackout has. We have the 3 of the Javelin 11F. I'm going to guess those have the heavy machine guns, but I could be wrong. Let's see if we can get a click on one. Yep. Oh, and medium X-Pulse. So here we go. So we've got the Fjord, we've got the Blackout just charging right along the wall, not even stopping to grab their home point. They're sending 4 mechs right over there. And then there's this Charger and a Thunderbolt that are coming behind a little bit more. Let's see, they're just pouring those machine guns in there. Looks like they're trying to get the fire starter. Ooh, that's an aggressive jump. Yep, here those javelins are coming across. Oh no, oh, one of them fell. That's not good. That's not good for cohesion. The ones up top there, Alex taking some hits. Some smoke there. Jaguars look like they're stuck in that corner there, except for one over here, this Phoenix Hawk. Let's see if they're going to capitalize on having him isolated or not. It doesn't look like they're going to push that very hard. Black Marauder going down there, maybe trying to get him. Oh, they've got Sneck and the Grasshopper, or Slink and the Sneck? Oof. My words. I don't have them for that man's name. There comes the brawling here. It's the second Jaguar down. Yeah, the focus fire is going in, getting that. Yep, that fire starter doesn't have much longer to live. Let's see if they can coordinate and keep on the next target here. We've got 3 over there. We've got a 3-on-1 over here on the side. Some of the bigger mechs still fighting top to bottom. That house bomb, that paralyzer is in trouble there. Down he goes. There's the Cicada. And this is the Phoenix Hawk that I was pretty sure was doomed earlier. Oh, he's got an open CT, but he is making a run for it. That's the Fireball, not the 7S. So it doesn't have the mask. At least I don't think it does. It very well might. But it looks like there's some big damage numbers taken there, but those javelins came in and applied the pressure right away. And from there, it was just a matter of time, it seems like. They were able to separate 1 or 2 at a time. And with that, Blackout is taking the first one. Yeah, the brawl push going straight into the range, that higher DPS gives an advantage once you get close. Is that sync? Is that supposed to be sync? Maybe it is supposed to be sync. Let's take a second here and let me see if I can pull up some better stats here for you right quick. Alright, so that's in queue here. I am going to change to the next map here. The next map is going to be Tourmaline. Sure there's nothing important there. Didn't think so. There we go. And then with that, I think we should take a look at the stats. I want to see how well those javelins did. I'm going to guess they led that charge and did most of the damage. Yep. Alpha Strike 431. Black Marauder 255. Yumu 240, big damage numbers out of there, and the Assassin that was right there with them, yeah. Those light mechs, lights and mediums, leading that charge, getting in there and pushing hard. Alpha Strike, definitely in it to win it, and you can tell with the 32 team damage. Alex getting the 21. Yeah. Some good damage out of the Phoenix Hawks over here, but it looks like, but they just couldn't get it concentrated, and once the the dominoes started falling. That seemed to be the way it went. in the lobby here. Both teams are swapping around. And now let's take a look at the next map. The next map we're playing tonight is Tourmaline. That's Terma. And there's a bunch of things folks can do. There, you can get on top of all of these crystals. There's the spires. You can try and run a control for Sigma and Theta. Maybe a wide loop around Gamma. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. A lot of the matches I've seen earlier today played a large amount of range, lots of ER large lasers, some binaries, some PPC Gauss. But the tonnage on this one doesn't let you take the biggest mechs. You can lock on. This one does allow lock-on weapons again, but we are still in the 300 to 375 range for tonnage. And it looks like Blackout's got 6 folks back in the lobby now. And we'll see how they get themselves arranged. Not too much. You know, you can't tell too much from what Lance's folks are in on this one, as they're not very far apart as they are on some. The 3 caps we'll have this time are Gamma, Theta, and Sigma. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see some, you know, again, some more ER large lasers, large X pulses. There's all sorts of things that can be done. But yeah. Just gonna wait and have to see what they decide to do. Alright, let's head back into the lobby and take a look here. Team 1's locked and they are all in Alpha and Bravo, so maybe they'll do the Gamma push or just try to head straight for Theta again. You know, I wouldn't pet it past them after how well that Brawl Rush worked to try it again. Maybe we'll see Chargers, Crusaders, Hatchetman, Phoenix Hawks out of Blackout this time. You know, there's lots of good fast mechs that they can choose if they decide to go that route. Yeah. And it looks like Team 2 is just happy sitting there in Alpha Bravo as well. Oh, there we go. They got 1 break off. A little bit more break off. Okay. Alpha Charlie. So that might be a Gamma push. Here we go. Let's give them the countdown and see what they do. As we connect on in here. There we go. Let's get a little bit of height here and see what we can find out. Let's see here. But yeah, going over it again, you know, this map has all sorts of places where if you've got jump jets or hill climb and speed, you can get way up there. All sorts of options of play for this one, so let's see. Here comes, ooh, that's an angle. We've got them with Firestarter, Stalker, Black Knight, Flea, Black Knight, Stalker. So these are the Stalker 5S's, so those are probably going to be the 6 ER large, 6 ER large and 4 rocket 10s. Ah, a man after my own heart. Black Knight, 2 binaries and ER mediums. Other Black Knight the same? Ah, he's going too fast. Let's see if we can chase him down here. As he slows down. Yep, ER mediums and binaries. Let's whip our way across here to go check on the Keshiks. I've got Fleas, Uziels, 3 Chargers, there we go, and the Catapult A1. So let's see if these Chargers are the standard small laser configuration or if they've added some, yep, they've added 2 large X pulses to get some range. That's the Splat Cat we all know and love. And the Uziel is machine guns and SRMs, light PPCs. Okay. Little fight going on over here at Gamma. The Firestarter and the Flea. Looks like Alpha Strike and the Firestarters picked that off. Yep, 8 small pulse lasers. That's more than a Flea wants to deal with. And then let's see here. We've got a little bit of trade going on. It looks like there's some blue lasers flying across the map. Coming from those stalkers. Yep, there's the airstrike. Blackout grabbing 2 cap points pretty early there. They weren't able to take out the Flea, but they were able to push it off, which means they've got a good solid cap advantage and are in control. So the Smoke Keshik are gonna have to do something. Let's take a look and see what sort of firing line they've got here. Nobody's climbing up on anything too much. Stalkers are on the ground. Black Knights appear to be on the ground. Sort of a long line there, those Chargers. Thorgrim pushed up. That Flea Yomu doing a bunch of work. Or trying to get in there, get some scouting. Figure out what's going on, but I'm not sure. He's not taking much damage, so he can keep doing that, but I'm not sure if he's actually learning anything useful or if he's just trying to find his way over to another cap point. Looks like we're getting a push around the other side here. Or maybe it was called off. A lot of peeking and poking. Nope, that's probably it. I'm going to guess this is the push here. Alright, here comes the Smoke Keshiks. Chasing that Flea down. Dust and Storm are taking a lot of hits in that Uziel along with, I'm going to go with Slink in the Charger. Both of them in low red health. Blackout keeping everything above 70 so far. And there goes the first of the Chargers. But they are starting to make it around that corner. And this is the part where those Stalkers and Battlemasters might have trouble. Oh, overheat. Overheat. Okay. 3 on 5. There we go, evening it up a little bit more. 4 on 3. Those Stalkers are powerful, but they don't have the great DPS. What's going on over here? Oh. Oh, and it's just Scarecrowd. All by himself in that Splat Cat. Trying to brawl it out, probably see who he can get. Let's see what sort of... Oh, and both of his legs. There we go. A valiant push. It looked to me like they started on one side of those crystals and then went to the other. And that might be why they had a little bit of trouble. But let's take a look at the basic stats here. And then right over there. Let's see if we can get some more detail here. Yeah, those Stalkers putting out a large amount of damage. Thorgrim in the Charger, he got up there too, and he pushed hard, pulling out 5, 10, 17 team damage. But Renaissance Guy and Tart definitely holding back, proving why those Stalkers are really one of the best long-range mechs in the game right now. Alrighty. So now these teams are going to play the same map, but from the other side. And we'll see if they try to take each other's strategies, thinking one side is better than the other for the defense or the long range. And let's see here. That was the second win for Blackout, and then we switch the sides. Yeah. So there we go once again, the long range this time. With the support of the Flea and the Firestarter, they were able to delay long enough to let those Stalkers do the work. Black Knights also put out a bunch of damage, but though they went down before the Stalkers. And I'm not sure if Renaissance Guy got to fire his rockets or if he fired his rockets or not. I'll have to ask him at one point. I didn't catch that. Rockets are always a great little surprise. You know, you can't count on them more than once. But, you know, a great way to just open some armor and let yourself chew on those juicy internals. But as you can see, we've got the sides swapped in the lobby and across the top here. And yeah. We'll see what they do here as they are getting ready. He didn't get a chance to fire those rockets on the Stalker. All right, Team 1 is locked. So we've got the Smoke Keshik ready to go, and FJRD Blackout is getting ready, putting a few more people into the lobby. So we'll see what they end up doing here again. Yeah, a good, a big brawl by Epsilon, I can't say was one of the thoughts that I had in mind when we went into the round, but this is one of those where depending on what you take, you're gonna have to deal with it, and that was a good valiant push across from the Team 2 to the Team 1 side, but just didn't quite work out. You see, we've got here Blackout moving some folks around. Not sure if people are changing mechs, moving some things into a bit more of what he's comfortable with, or just deciding which positions they want. Again, Team 2 splitting between 1 in Alpha, 3 in Bravo, and 2 in Charlie. So we'll see what they end up doing there. Just waiting for the final confirmation of a lock, and there it is. So here we go. Let's see if we can see the same thing play out in reverse, or if we get an entirely different strategy. we get a trading fight. All right. There we are, Stargate in the distance. Just waiting for the game to load in the dropships and everything. There we go. And the guitars mean our friends are coming. So let's see what we've got here for the Keshiks. We've got a Fafnir, two spiders, a cicada, and a Thanatos, and a marauder. Alright, let's take a look here and see what these are. Cicada, large lasers, marauder, ERPPCs, Gauss, Fafnir, 4 light, Gauss, 2 ER mediums, Thanatos, Gauss rifles. So it looks like we're going for a Gauss rifle type deck over here. And then we've got 2 different spiders, which is interesting. The 5V, of course, with the 1 large X pulse. Ooh. And the 5K, he's the light machine guns. And it looks like we're going to have another little confrontation over on the side here, maybe? But let's take a look here and see what Blackout's got. They've got the Stalker and the La Malinche Battlemaster? No, not Battlemaster. Banshee. That one's got a huge set of range quirks to make it a lot better. There's Renaissance guy and that Stalker again. We'll see if he gets to use the rockets this time. Little tussle here at Theta. Looks like the cicadas chased him off, but taking some fire. And at Sigma, it looks like there were 2 Jaguars to 1 Blackout, and they're going to get that point too. So it's going to be 1-to-1, so there's not going to be too much pressure on the capture point. So let's see which. This is the Osiris 1P, and they've given it heavy machine guns, SRM, and medium X pulse, I should say. Pardon. And these Roughnecks, 3 large X pulse, 4 smalls. All right. So it looks like there's a couple of things going on here. The Roughnecks are coming around back to Kappa. We've got the Osiris heading over to Gamma, the other spot. A little bit of trading going on here. Let's see if we can get an idea of who sees what. Yeah. There's a few shots there. Nobody's really getting or taking too much damage so far. Gauss rifles and PPCs from the Smoke Jaguars pushing. As Blackout takes a second cap point, and that's going to put the pressure on. And let's see here. Looks like we're getting ready for another fight over at Kappa. Looks like 2 of the Roughnecks have caught the 2 spiders out. I'm not sure if they're going to be fast enough to capitalize and trap them, or if the spiders are just going to realize they're... Oh, nope. Now the spiders are taking fire from the crystals, too. It's a dangerous place to be. But while the Stalkers are a little bit... Stalkers and Banshee are distracted, they're still taking fire from across the way. And it looks like the Jaguars, the Smoke Keshik Jaguars might be able to just grab Theta? And it looks like they're doing it. While Blackout is distracted, Renaissance guy seems to notice something's going on over there, but I'm not sure he's got enough sort of Theta, enough shots over there. Got the lights here. both teams fairly spread out. Let's see where, so Gehrman in that spider, he's taken a few hits. Let's see if he'll hold still long enough to let me see what's going on. Yep, he's at 84, but he's all everywhere. That's just armor. Whereas over here, what's going on? Tart seems to have been taking some hits. He's got an open back. Probably those spiders got to him for a little bit. Roughneck's popping down, looking like they're trying to do an advance. The lights over here are back on Theta for hunters. Let's see. There we go. Spiders coming up trying to catch the Osiris or the fire starter by themselves, but it's not quite working out for them. Sniping continuing from across the map. But yeah, Blackout is in control of the caps again. We'll see here. Fafnir's starting to take some hits. Looks like they're drilling through its legs. Oh, open on both. Ooh, that Fafnir is in trouble. He's got to find a new position and rotate. Oh, the cicada went down. That Fafnir's in trouble too. Just all sorts of a mess. Renaissance guy pulling off another one. There's the Fafnir and one of the spiders. Jaguar is down to one light mech. Fighting going on all across the map with the sniping. And let's see what's this. Is this the last light mech here? Yep, there's the spider. If that goes, it's basically over. They don't have a chance to get... I don't know how they'd be able to get those points back together. Especially with just the Thanatos and the... Oof. There comes the Thanatos plowing in, trying to tear some legs off, but losing his own. And we'll take a look here, watch Scarecrow try to defend himself, see if he can take a few with him. Osiris jumping down for cover. Roughneck coming up. Let's see what sort of shape Alex is in. Taking some hits, but still just pushing in. Here comes the Osiris from the side. And now there go both of the legs on that Marauder too. Big spread out battle. Lots of different small engagements, 2s and 3s and 1s and 2s. All changing, especially with all the different sniping going on. So let's take a moment here and look at the basic stats. Renaissance guy again in the 500s. The Marauder pushing up 426. That Spider German doing quite a bit of work. Hello, Tiger Cat. Let's see if we can get a bit more detailed information here in just a moment. As I go through and pull that up for you. As I switch the map over here again, let's see, not much team damage on this one. Everybody doing a much better job of staying out of each other's way. Then again, there really weren't many brawl type situations there except for the end. Yeah, the Marauder 4 pushing out. German in that Spider 5K. A lot of 333. But then again, Renaissance Guy, 535, the Osiris 400. You know, lots of good range, some good control there. So Blackout picks up the third drop win, which means they've got the match win. Yep. Making sure I've got the right map up for the folks. And then, yeah. 2 kills, 2 kills. Not a lot of components, not a lot of unnecessary components destroyed. Looks like a lot of legs must have gone off. Oh, are you going to meow for the people, Moppet? Okay, maybe not. But again, that longer range, those blue lasers seem to do some work over the Gauss deck. I think that's the first light Gauss deck I've seen this ISC. But let's see here. We are getting ready to head to Viridian Bog for the last drops. These are the full tonnage, biggest drops. These are going to be 375 to 425 tons. And let's get the lobby here. This is one of those maps where, well, yeah, let's pull up the map here for just a second. So this is one where the distribution can tell you a little bit of which way they're planning to go. There are, as many of you know, some good sort of sniper spots up here, just behind Kappa. This Delta 5 hill also has some good overwatch, and you can try to do some from the big hill in the middle as well. Lots of places you can try and get views of the 3 points. Once again, Kappa, Epsilon, and Theta. And speaking of Kat, I'm going to open the door so she can get back to the rest of the house if she would like. Is that what you want, Muppet? You don't want to jump back through the window? I didn't think so. All right. Yeah, so the Jaguars are locked already, and they have put their team in primarily Alpha with a couple in Bravo, so maybe they'll do a combination Theta Kappa, or maybe these folks in Bravo are going to try to get up on the hill. They've also locked in 10 tons light, which, you know, 10 tons might not seem like much, but that's armor, equipment, that's engine. It'll be interesting to see how Blackout does in terms of matching that, whether they take the full weight or if they decide to go a bit light as well, and how they try to line up. I can't tell if these 2 mechs in Bravo are light mechs or assaults or what. At least not until we get a little bit further in the drop. Yeah, that last one, that last match, that was so disjointed and so many small movements. There were places where, you know, with a little bit of luck or a little bit better pathing, I think either team could have pulled that out. But I think the lasers were just better than those Gauss. Mostly because you can push all of them at once, even if it is going to, you know, set off all the popcorn containers, you know, start popping all of them. But, and those Gauss, they're at charging limits. But yeah, let's head into the lobby here and see how they're moving in as Keshik is locked, still hoping to get a win or two Every win is worth some MC, so they still have things to play for. They've got some pride and, you know, the opportunity for fabulous cash and prizes, by which I mean MC. And, you know, it's always nice to get that. It makes getting things ready for the next comp a little bit easier. Always nice to get a little bonus. There we go. Looks like Blackout's got 6 people in now, and they're moving folks around. 1 in Alpha, 1 in Bravo, and loading up in Charlie. So I'm wondering if it's a Theta push? With a light and some Overwatch. But they're locked up, so we are going to find out what they would like in just a moment here. This is one of the maps where having your scouts and knowing what the enemy is doing is very important. If you're not gathering and collecting information, it can be very hard to figure out whether you're dealing with a receive or a push or some trade. But at the same time, it can be hard to scout without getting yourself in trouble and opening yourself up to fire. So it's going to be, we're going to see who is better at gathering some information this time. So let's see here. We've got an Atlas with, that's an interesting build there. AC-20, 2 lights, a snub, and some SRM-6s. The Flea with the small and medium pulse lasers. Let's see what else we can find over here. There's the rest of them. It looks like another Atlas or 2. Atlas with the 4 large X-pulses and AMS. Maybe they're expecting clangers? Marauder, 5 small lasers, MRM 30s. I'm going to guess this last Atlas. No, this is 26s and snubs. Okay, so some variety in the Atlas builds over here for the Jaguars. There we go. Let's push all the buttons. There we go. And then let's take a look over here. What's going on? Yep, there we go. Grabbing 2 spots quick, and I'm going to guess this is an Overwatch contingent. 3 ER large lasers, Gauss rifles. 3 ER large lasers, Gauss rifles on those Corsairs. The Marauder is Ultra 5s over 2s. Getting some fire down here in the pit. We've got the Black Knight. He's blazing it with those blazers. 2 of those. 7 ER mediums. We've got another Osiris. Is that the same one as last time? Looks like it. And a Spooter. And this is the 5V. That's the Spooter with the one large X-pulse. And he's already taken some sort of shot to the back. Let's see if we can get an idea. There goes the sniping. Blackout playing at range. Atlas is trying to get it out there with the large X-pulses. Not quite the range on those same range as those ER larges. Alpha jumping up top, trying to get some Overwatch. Let's see if we can get a little higher and further back and an idea of what's going on here. Oh, and they've got the Flea. And there's the Fleas are trapped over here, kind of by Theta, they've been trying to turn the point, but every time they poke out, if he's going to grab that, he's just got to get out there and get behind it. He just can't keep poking that rock. And Hunters with the 2 cap advantage. Smoke Jaguars, the Keshiks didn't grab any of the points. That's putting some pressure on them. And it doesn't look like they are in any situation to grab Theta over here. And let's see how the trades are going. It looks like the Black Knight, Black Marauder, he's taken quite a bit of punishment already. And so has Darth Vlader, over here on the sides. Alpha Strike up there in the back, just giving him all sorts of trouble from on top of that hill. Looks like there's an attempt at pushing on the firing line or trying to get into cover, but those angles, that hill is just so good. Black Marauder taking down Dust and Stormer. There's that first Atlas down. This second Atlas here, Scarecrowd, he is all by himself and all alone. Fair amount of UAVs, so most people know where each other are. Here we go. Vlatar and Slink trying to get up here and deal with those snipers. Ooh, Thorgrim in the Flea going down. There we go. Black Marauder down. Let's see, while they're repositioning, what's this? The Atlas is getting taken down by the Osiris. It is 3-5. Let's see here what's going on around the hill. There's Scroggles getting one in his Corsair, take down Vlatar. Alpha Strike up there, just trying to get into everybody's back and having a good time with it. There he goes. There he gets himself another Atlas. Now he comes the Flea and the Spider to try to deal with him. And now it's just German trying to see what he can do. I'm guessing that's a leg since he's not moving anymore. Can we get in here? Yep, looks like I set both legs for him. Will it let me? It will. Yeah, there's the oof. It's down to 35%. He used pretty much all of the Flea on that one. Let's grab that here. Send you over there to look at the basic stats. That Marauder punching out a lot of damage. That Marauder Alpha. 722, 586. Lots of big numbers over there. Let's see what it looks like here on the big screen. Alright, so there we go. We can take a look here. $480, the Flea doing top damage for the Jaguars. And outdone by just about everything. So here we go. Yeah. Just some big hits. That Osiris and the Alpha doing all sorts of big work. Renaissance guy out of that Stalker finally into the Corsair, still doing a lot of work, even without any rockets. Yeah. Yeah, so let's take a look here and see how they're setting up in the lobby. Just making sure the sides are swamped, so they're going to try it from the other side this time. So did the swap around, waiting for Blackout to get their 6 together. And yeah, it was, if we take a look at the map, You know, it was again this D7, E7, D6 corner where those all meet that ridge was just such a powerful position because they can look into theta, they can see down here as people are coming by, and the Osiris up top here just where was it? Here was the Osiris. Oh boy, this is not the button I thought it was. And you know, the firing line up here just made it so that all of this, oh nope, I need a different color. You know, just lots of killing zones, lots of information. You know, both sides had good UAVs, but those positions are very difficult to assault once they're set up, if they can get set up in time to receive. At least in my experience. You know, your mileage may vary. But, yeah. We'll take a look here. So that's that, and swap the sides back. And there we go. That should be right. Should have that swapped over shortly. Let's take a look in the lobby here as I've got the teams swapped and the data entered. Blackout, Sean Baum calling that he and his team are ready to go. You know, obviously trying to live up to their name and get a full Blackout card here. But Jaguars are hungry animals and mighty hunters. And I'm sure they're going to do their best to pull one of those matches off if they can. Both of these teams, you can tell, have done a lot of work in practicing different strategies, finding different builds. And you can see the cohesion here is pretty good, which makes sense since we're in week 5, which is the last week of the tournament. And after this one, we will, in a couple of weeks, I think they start registration for the next one. And I hope to see both of these teams there as well. All right, they are both ready, so here we go. We'll give them a little launch. Head over here and see what happens in the last match. All right. Okay, so this is one where we can see some of the mechs right away, so let's see what we've got here. Firestarter, 8 small pulse. Charger, 4 small lasers, 3 large X pulse. Let's see if we can find more mechs over here. There's another 4. Let's see what we've got here. We've got an Orion 1M. There we go. The AC-20, the small lasers, the SRM-6. Another matching friend, the Skokomish, the only Zeus I've seen played, 4 SRM-6, 2 snubs, and the last Charger. So that's what we're seeing out of Blackout here. And let's see what we've got over here with the Jaguars. We've got 2 Weeb Chargers. Let's see what's going on here. 2 Ultra 5s, 3 Light Peeps. I'm going to guess you're the same. 2 Ultra 5s, 3 Light Peeps. So that's the Weeb Chargers. We've got a Mauler here. 4 Ultra... Is that Ultra 5s? Yeah, 4 Ultra 5s. 6 5s on the MX90. Thunderbolt 5S. Ah, he's got some Blazers there. 3 Blazers and a medium. So let's see. Jaguars running straight to Kappa here. Almost as a big. 1 light. The little light over here, the Locust, German. He's got the large X-Pulse. He looks like he was trying to get to Epsilon, but he got distracted by Murder. I don't blame him. Murder is distracting. Ah, violence. Just what makes the robots go. Looks like Hunter's coming around with a flank here. TK Delta over here by himself, realizing he's in trouble, but it is probably too late for him unless his buddies can get that firing line up there and get him in that support. There we go. The Zeus, Schonbaum, and the Skokomish taking a bunch of hits there. Down to 63%. And Orion and a Charger still trying to chase down that Thunderbolt. Nope, they're all going around that corner there by the crashed Leopard. And the Firestarter here just taking all sorts of punishment as Alpha Strike goes down, as there was nothing else distracting these guys. Garmin comes back in the Locust. The Jaguars have the cap point. They've got that advantage. TK Delta made it all the way back around. Let's see if his friends are saving him. He's dealing with that Orion pretty much by himself. TK Delta, some good maneuvering, but down, Slink, self-destruct in one of the Weeb Chargers. Let's see here. The Zeus, Skokomish, Schonbaum's still alive. I expected him to be dead. Let's see if we can figure out what happened there. Oh, he got legged, but he's still got all his weapons, so he's doing work until he goes. A couple of self-destructions kills, so oof. It's down to 3 and 2. There's the Locust just getting in some side shots. Renaissance guy and his Orion, he's hurting there, down at 45. Missing a leg, torso open. Scroggles here, the last one. Open, he's got both of his legs open. He is wide open. Just trying to get through there, and Thorgrim pulling through and grabbing a drop win for the Smoke Keshik. Getting them a few more MC. Yeah, some good setup there. Good games for all of them. We'll take a look at the basic stats right here. Get those up for you. While I put everything into the website to make the fancy thing. Yes, yes, the fancy thing. Yeah, that Mauler, 1076. 761 out of the other Mauler. Big Mauler numbers. Weeb Charger's doing alright, getting 4, almost 400 before going down. Thunderbolt, 231. TK Delta, he was getting chased so much. But he was, I don't know if it was his plan to lead them around that corner like that, or if that was just fortunate in how it worked out. But that was some good play there. Kept the Smoke Keshiks kept their eyes on the prize, played it one game at a time, and were able to grab that last drop. Alrighty. So let's see here if we've got the big stats now. And then again, yeah, 1076, 2 kills. Assists on all the others, 5 components, 16 team damage, taking the team damage crown on that one. Not quite sure who got in his way, I didn't see that. Nobody else coming even close to that. For Blackout, 510 out of the Skokomish. That Zeus was legged and it got left there for so long and it just kept pushing out shots, but when it should have been cleared out a lot sooner, I would have thought. But, yeah. Yeah, there we are. And with that, we are going to have Blackout take it 4-1. And that's going to be the end of ISC Season 6 for these two teams. And let's see if I have their division standings here. Let me take a quick look and see if that gets us anything definitive or if there are still more drops that need to go. Let's see, this was Division E. So this is going to be Blackout. Blackout's going to have won every single one of their matches in the division so far, so they're coming out on top. And as for the other teams, it looks like this division had a good amount of fight in the middle there, but I don't have the last or the results for this weekend yet. So we'll have to take a wait and see, check the tournament site. And if you're not on the on the MWO Comp Discord, good chance to go down there into that on one of the other MWO Leagues channels and grab it. Join up. See if you can find a team. Next tournament should start play, I believe, in the beginning of April from what I've seen. So registrations will be starting in March sometime. But yeah, I hope you all have a good day. I've been Ralphie No Pants here, streaming FJRD the Blackout versus Smoke Keshik. And I hope you all have a good evening and get a chance to watch some more of the games throughout this last week of the tournament. Have a good night.